For anyone interested in digital marketing, this video is for you. I'm sharing as many of the insights that I've gained in the past year and a half with you guys here on YouTube. I hope it's helpful. Let me know down below what other questions you might have that I want to answer throughout the video. In case I don't, let's get started. It's like, take the time to learn the lingo so that even when you speak, you're saying business to business or business to consumer, and you know exactly what that means, right? Because you've studied, and you sound learned because you are learned. Say there's a project that seems super exciting and you want to be part of it. Ensure that you are vocal and be like, oh, I'd love to be part of that project. Hello, lovely people. I hope you are doing well. Welcome to today's YouTube video. My name is Rebecca Njeri Kamau. If you're new here, coming to you live from Taita. This is Taita Lodge, Taita something, but the primary hotel we're staying at is called Salt Lake, and the sun has decided to come and burn me. Damn, that is quite unfortunate, isn't it? It's about to be a year and a half of working in the digital marketing space, so I wanted to make a video just sharing a bit of the things that I've learned, not only in the digital marketing space, but even just in the career world, if I could put it that way, so far, which I feel like have guided me, have helped me, and I don't know if I'll mention any mistakes I've made along the way. If I can remember, I will. But yeah, let's get into it. For anyone interested in digital marketing, this video is for you. I'm sharing all the insights that I've gained. I work at a social media marketing agency. We deal with all kinds of clients, and we basically do social media work, if that makes sense. So the images, the videos, campaigns, billboards, yeah, etc. So just for reference, yeah. So I'm going to just, there's no specific order to the tips, or there's no specific order to the things I've learned. I'm just saying them as is. So for one, learn to keep your business to yourself. So if you have, for example, a personal issue that not everybody needs to know, don't tell people you don't trust, because sometimes people might use that information against you, which is sad, but it's the truth. Okay, that's for one. So basically, if you don't want people in your business, ensure that you keep your business away from people, because if you tell people, then it becomes their business. Does that make sense? Yeah. So then I would say be a solution finder. You know how there are always like people who can spot out a problem? I'm that kind of person. I always can spot out a problem. But when I spot out the problem, I always come with a solution. So I don't only spot problems, I also come with solutions. When, let's say, managers are looking for someone who can solve a problem, they'll choose you. Why? Because you've done it in the past at no cost, for free, and that means you're capable of doing more of that. And I feel like being a manager is a lot of problem finding and solution finding as well. So yeah, okay. So then I'll say be vocal about your project. So let's say a project of yours has done really, really well. Be vocal about it, but in a subtle way. What does that mean? I'll say, let's say you, for example, I'll use my workplace, for example. Let's say I went to a shoot and it went really, really well. On email, I would recap and just say, shoot debrief or something, and just say, hey team, or I usually say hey good people, and say the shoot today went lovely, ABCD happened, just outline basically what happened. It in Without thinking deeply, the people receiving the email will be like, oh, how nice of her to recap what happened. But then I'm passing on information that what projects I'm working on are going well. You get what I mean? So I'm telling you that my projects are going well without being like, I did so well and the client loved the work. No, I'm just recapping what happened for informative purposes, if you get my drift. But then at the back of your mind, you know you're recapping as well, but you stay top of mind, if that makes sense. And the work you're doing stays top of mind and stays relevant. Okay. So then I would say loop yourself into projects. So such as campaigns, if you're working in the digital marketing space, loop yourself into projects. Basically, the people I work with, the ones in my department, we have this phrase called no, I'm not calling it this phrase. We say this thing, we say jitume, send yourself, for anyone who doesn't know Kiswahili. So when we say send yourself, it means go above and beyond, if that makes sense, when you can. So let's say there's a project that seems super exciting and you want to be part of it. Ensure that you are vocal and be like, oh, I'd love to be part of that project. Because nobody is going to know you want to be part of that project if you don't say that you do. Okay, none of us are going to guess. Everyone is too busy with their own work, with their own thing. So if you don't say a thing, they're going to leave you there wondering, did I just hear something move? Oh, girl, no. Anyway, so if you don't say a thing, then they're just going to leave you there, period, because they're doing their work. And even me, if I have an exciting project and nobody tells me that they want to be part of the project, I'm going to assume they don't want to be part of the project and I'll carry on with the project, period. So, yeah, that comes down to as well showing your worth. This is the only scenario where I like to talk about what you bring to the table. Okay. It is very much corporate espionage. Like, it gives very much corporate prostitution. Like, you have to show your worth, if that makes sense. Because if you don't show your worth, then you're easily replaceable. Then if anyone and everyone can do the job you're doing better than you because you're doing substandard work always, then why you and not somebody else? Someone else deserves the opportunity and someone else could probably do it better than you. So you have to position yourself in a way that your worth is seen, and if you left, your impact is felt, if that makes sense, period. Then I'd like to say closed mouths don't get fed, which is something I learned the hard way. If you want to learn something, speak up, put yourself in the room. If you want to learn how to conduct meetings efficiently or something, when your manager is having a meeting, be like, oh, could I sit in for this meeting and just like see how it goes? They'll be more than happy to, okay, if your manager is a good person or just a normal person, they'll be more than happy to have you in the meeting because you're not taking away anything from the meeting. You're coming to learn. Yes, if, I hope that makes sense. Yes. Yeah. Then something I like to tell people is when you have complaints, complain to people who can help you. So complain strategically, give feedback strategically. Because earlier I mentioned solution finding when you identify problems, but sometimes sometimes the solution doesn't come from you. It has to come from maybe a manager, if that makes sense, because it's something out of your hands. So complain to people who can help you. If you complain to little old me, I will kiki ha ha ha, because again, it's funny. Sometimes if you don't laugh, you might cry. But I'm not going to make real change, because I'm not in a position of leadership. I'm not in a position that is impactful manager wise, if that makes sense. So complain to people who have the power to make change when it comes to certain things that you need help with that are out of your hands. Something else I've learned is to check what skills are in demand and learn them. Okay. For example, if one day you want to be a manager and a certain skill is needed or like a certificate is needed, check what those are and start working towards them and working on them so that when the time comes, you're not told, okay, but you don't have ABCD, but you can't do ABCD, if that makes sense. So check what those skills are. For me, one is project management, which I don't even need a certificate for. I feel like I would thrive managing projects, but it is a certificate that I want to have because, when you have a certificate, it makes people feel confident that you've studied and that you actually understand how things are supposed to be done. So check what skills that people have and make sure that you get those skills and make sure that you get those certificates so that you are at an advantage, if that makes sense. Yes, I don't know if there's anything else I've learned in terms of marketing. Always ask for feedback on your work and how you could improve so that you are not just thinking you're doing well, but in essence, you're not doing well, if that makes sense. So you keep asking and being like, okay, am I doing well? What would you like to see? How can I improve? And that helps because the person you're asking, the person who is relevant, they will know that you take your work seriously. Two, they will know that you value feedback and you want the projects you're working on to go well. So ask for feedback, do it without fear. Sometimes you'll get negative feedback, and then you'll know how to improve and you'll know how to position your work better for it to please the people that are relevant. Yeah. What else have I learned in the digital marketing world? Teach yourself digital marketing lingo. You need to know what things mean in short, because sometimes we'll be, I used to, like when I first started working at the agency where I work, sometimes we'd be in a meeting and I'm like, what is B2B? What is B2C? You know, what is CPC? What is all these different things? And I'm like, what? Like you feel so blank. What is a KV? Kumbe a KV is just a key visual. Like so many different things. Like take the time to learn the lingo so that even when you speak, you're saying business to business or business to consumer, and you know exactly what that means, right? Because you've studied and you sound learned because you are learned. And so I would say learn the lay of the land, learn the jargon, learn the lingo, because then when you speak, you're not just speaking out your arse. You're actually saying things that make sense. What else have I learned? On the note of sending yourself and proving your worth, on the note of sending yourself and proving your worth, I'll use my friend Gadoni as an example, and even me as an example. We started as interns. Okay, I started job shadowing and then as an intern. And while we were interns, oh my God, we used to go above and beyond. Like, I wish used to see Gadoni at the time used to do content calendars, which is giving ideas and everything, and captions and video direction, image direction. And her content was so good. Like she would even have like little titles of like themes that she's created for different days of the week, etc. Like it was very different and very new and fresh. And so obviously that gained the attention of people that mattered, because she was doing such an amazing job, literally as an intern, doing an amazing job, doing better than other people that were there actually, that were full time. No offense to anyone, don't cry. And so when I say send yourself at the times where it is most relevant, at the times when it will make most impact. So as an intern or in your first year of working, I'm not saying after that don't send yourself. I'm just saying that is when you should go above and beyond for your work, go above and beyond and prove your worth. So even when you go in there and ask for a certain amount of money, it's not like, but why? Why do you need that certain amount of money? Which has reminded me about contracts. Read your contracts. If you can, get a professional, maybe someone in HR or a lawyer if you can, to help you look over your contracts. Our contracts, especially if you have lengthy ones that are like 15 pages, sometimes they have a lot of hidden things that to the naked eye or to a layman, you wouldn't understand what these different things mean. But then they do have impact, if that makes sense. They really do have impact. And sometimes you will sign your life away and you don't even know that you have, because you didn't read the contract properly. Or sometimes you're missing out on opportunities that are maybe in the contract, maybe bonuses or commission or stuff like that, that you didn't see in the contract, which you would have if you had read. So yeah, I don't know, what else have I learned? Always do your best work, especially in digital social media work, so that when somebody sees a page that you're running, for example, they're like, oh my God, I love the content that is on that page. They don't know who has done it, but then you on your portfolio, when you show your portfolio and now the work that you have been doing that has been recognized or noticed is there, then people are like, oh my God, you're the one who did ABCD. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I hope you guys can hear me anyway, because I'm not too sure how the sound is because I'm outside. I would say also be respectful and professional, which is something that I carry with me everywhere. As a young person in the working space, a lot of people assume that you're going to be unprofessional or that you're going to carry yourself in like a not professional way, basically what being unprofessional is. And once you carry yourself in a certain way, hopefully it's the way that you are raised. If not, hopefully it's the way that you've chosen to be professional and respectful. then there is a certain value when you speak, there is a certain value when you walk in, there is a certain respect people will have for you because you carry yourself with respect. You can't demand respect and yet you don't even respect yourself, if that makes sense. Okay. The way you talk to people, the way you act, the way you treat other people, every single person, you should treat every single person with care, treat every single person in a good way, in a good manner, and do not be evil to anybody. Okay. Be respectful to everyone, no matter how small or insignificant in your mind that they may be. And I don't know why they would be unless you're a really terrible person. Treat everybody with respect, the same respect that you would hope to be accorded with. Do the same unto others. Do unto others as you should be done unto you. What else have I learned about the digital marketing world? There are so many roles in the social media marketing space specifically. And so I would do a lot of research and just see what roles you'd be interested in. There's community management, there's copywriting, there is my job, which is video content or TikTok content specialist, which is a word we came up with, to be honest. There is account executives or account managers who are client facing and deal with clients directly. They are art directors. They are being called on WhatsApp by somebody who is my sister. And am I going to ignore it? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, there's an insect on my face. We have to go to the hotel that's 6 kilometers away because these two are sister hotels. And so lunch is usually at this hotel and then breakfast and dinner are at the other side. So that's where we're heading. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying now. What was I saying? Yes, there's so many different roles in the social media marketing space. So you have to see where you fit in, and if you can fit in, there's graphic design, there's motion graphics, so many different roles. You need to see where you fit in case it's something you're interested in doing. There's so many roles, like especially for a big agency. I'm expecting there to be even more roles. I'm trying to think if there's anything I've left out. I'm sure there is. There's a bunch more. Oh my goodness, I forgot something really important. Always take note and document the achievements that you make. Document them meticulously so that if in a case where you want to speak up for yourself and maybe get a raise because maybe cost of living, or maybe because your needs have changed, or because you have improved and your skills have changed, so then your work value has gone up, then you have meticulously documented all your achievements, even dates if you must, even screenshots of the work if you must. So if you're asked, why do you deserve a raise? You have reasons, because I did this project and it was successful. I did this project and it was successful. How do you know it was successful? Here is the analytics. Here is the data. Here is the feedback. Excuse me. Hey, nimechomeka. Here is the feedback that we got from our audiences, etc. And so, yeah, I think those are a few of the things that I've learned. Of course, I've also learned to take breaks, that your mental health is important. Don't suffer and power through it just because. And yeah, those are the things that I've learned in the digital marketing space. I will do a video talking about advice or unsolicited advice to influencers, because those are a group of people that need unsolicited advice. Some of them do, especially the ones I've interacted with. And so I'll do that maybe in part 2. I'll make it part 2 of this video because now I'm burning and we need to leave. And so yeah, I hope this video was helpful. I hope you learned something. Leave your questions down below. And as always, I want to see a black heart if you watch this video till the end. I love you guys. Bye.